G'day, mate. Welcome back to Cosmoteer with me, JD. Today's episode, it's gonna have a little bit of ship design in it. A little bit of ship design because, well, between episodes, I went and cleared the sector. If I press the right button to bring back up the interface, yeah, I went and cleared the sector. There's plenty of stuff left, but unfortunately, none of it gives me fame. We are absolutely maxed out in fame. We have 1170, and well, a level 9 quest will only give me 1170. So I've absolutely maxed out on fame, which also means I've maxed out on crew. Which means there is no point hanging around the sector. It is time to move on, which also means it's time to get some ship design done. Now, we have the Septagon, plus we have the Trucker Bucket, which, as you can see, may have got slightly larger between episodes. It had a slight expansion. It, funnily enough, has enough storage in it now that it basically carries a whole second ship in its hull. I'm pretty sure I could duplicate the ship without any issue if I had the crew to man it. Currently, it's running around with 57 crew, and the Septagon is running around with 205 crew, which is a lot more than what we needed when we started. But yes, today's episode, we're going to go into a tiny bit of ship design, because there's two things I really want to add to cover when it comes to our ships. The Septagon, it did well in combat, but we did find a small issue with it catching prey. So I figure if we could throw a tractor beam on there, that'd let us catch people faster. Well, so to speak. And as for the Trucker Bucket, well, it also has a couple of problems, but we'll get to those in a second. First off, can we go into the Septicon? And we need to, well, I want to make a couple of minor modifications. We're going to do this in blueprint mode, and we're going to talk through this bit by bit. First off, everything in this corner is going to get removed. Yeah, we're just going to get rid of that. We're just going to put things to one side. I'm also, no. Going to turn off mirror mode. This is a lot of the ways I design ships. I turn off the mirror mode, and then I go and fix one half, and then copy and paste it back on top of itself, and that with mirror mode on, and that fixes the other half, mostly, hopefully. Okay, first thing I want to do is, deck cannons are cool and all, but more deck cannons are better. So we're going to add in a second deck cannon right about there, which of course will need its own storage right about here. We'll fix everything else in a second. Also need to get that mining laser. We're going to be putting that, crap. Is it that tile? Yes, it's that tile. Also, I'm going to need the hyperdrive, which we're going to be putting right there, and the airlock we'll put there. Okay, that's going to be the plan for, well, this front end. I obviously need to fix the armor and everything else on the side. Also, we might notice the exhaust is ramming into said engines. So, that whole section of the ship also needs to move. It needs to move over 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles. 4 tiles is convenient because it avoids all this. Also means, actually, that can also it over another tile, I believe. No. The airlock is meant to go in that tile. Got it there in the end. Okay. Which means I have enough room to put in 3 more storages. That's going to be helpful. That's going to be great. All right. Obviously, need to hook up the belts and everything else. Also means I have a little bit of room in here. Which means I'm going to move those bedrooms over. I'm going to take these bedrooms. Nope. I'm going to put them... Hang on. They face that way. And... those ones? Yeah, those ones face that way. Yeah, we're just going to whack the crew down here. Now, I also gives me a little bit of room up here that we could throw in some storage or something, but we'll get back to that in a second. All right, so that's the plan for that. Also means that obviously I've moved everything out down here, which means... that clips back into... Where do you clip in? Oh, actually, no, you stay right there. Yep, you stay right there. I made the hull wider. How did I make the hull wider? I know how I made the hull wider. Okay. Then that brings us on to the tractor beams. The tractor beams themselves. Now, these bad boys, if I hold down Alt to get all the information, they cost a little bit. They're going to need 4 crew to operate them. They also have 50 kilonewtons worth of tractor force. And they have a range of 300 meters and a stretch range of 600 meters. So I'm guessing at 300 meters, they have a force of 50 kilonewtons, and at 600 meters, they have a force of basically 0. I'm guessing that's how it works. I don't actually know for a fact, so this is why we're going to build them and experiment them with them, and so on and so forth. They also have a power usage of 4.5 per second, which is a lot of power. Just want to point that out. That's a lot of power. And they're 5x5, which means I'd plan to drop it right here, but as you can see, that sort of interferes with everything else. So I need to rearrange things a little bit. To rearrange things a little bit, we're going to take everything from there. I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to move it up one tile. Which means that corner would also get cut up one tile. And can we just get some people belts, just so we sort of know what we're doing? People belts in there, people belts in there, people belt there, people belt there. Yes. Which then means, well, this dead area here, I know what I did. This dead area here, you guys go back over there. Please, put your game, put the doors on. Alright, fine. Game, be annoying. Alright, which means I'm going to put a storage there with a storage there with a storage there. You know, just to fill in that corner. Okay, which means I've cleared, well, a tile all the way along here. Which means I can move that up. Which also means that with some wiggling in here, I could definitely get in a tractor beam. So we're going to move everything over by a tile. And then I can drop a tractor beam right there. Cool, we've got a tractor beam. One tractor beam is nice, two tractor beams is better. Can I put in my people belts again? There and there. Also means I'm actually going to move that reactor up a tile because I really want it centered on all four belts because, well, power is important. That power is used for this and this and this and the engine and also the mining laser and so on and so forth. Actually, I think I need to change those to just a normal walkway. Because the penalty's not worth it for people to come. Yep. It's a technicality, and we'll get into that, I don't know, at some stage. Yeah, that's got to be fixed. All right. Can I throw a bit of walkway in there? Yeah. And you go that way. Preferably with your door on that side. No, you do go that way. Yes, with your door on that side, because this crew is dedicated to this reactor. Okay, so I can fit in one tractor beam. One tractor beam is nice and all, but obviously two tractor beams would be better. To do two tractor beams, I need more room. Now, obviously, actually, I can probably just do it very quickly. This is going to be a mess. This is going to be a mess. I'm going to come through and re-optimize everything in just a second, but let me just show you how I do this. I just cut the whole ship and paste the whole ship, and, well, we now know that, you know, that's roughly how things are going to look. Cut up a tile. Cut up a tile. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Obviously, you know, they're in there and people belt going down, people belt going up. Okay. Alright, so we've got sort of the outline of the ship done. As you can see, there's definitely mess left over, and the answer for that is, well, the answer for that is, delete. Everything between there and there, mirror mode on. Copy, paste, drop it on top of itself. Oh look, the other side of the engine got, the other side of everything got fixed. You need to move out, and bang bangs. Bang bangs. I would like a bang bang in here. And you get stretched out to there, and we throw in corridor between there and there, and people belts, people belts, people belts, people belts, people belts, people belts, and yeah, that gets side access, that gets front access, and that has normal walkways because this has ammo for these rockets. Okay. Ooh, lots of things. We almost also notice we're at minus 28. Minus 28, which I think is going to get worse before it gets better. Yeah, we need more command points. All right, so one tractor beam. One tractor beam's good. Two tractor beams is better. To get two, I need to rearrange all this. So mirror mode off. You get out of my way. You get out of my way. You can go away. All right, you can also get out of my way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the reactor over just a little bit, so I can get in a second tractor beam. Tractor beams are what this is going to be all about because I want to have an autosave. Timing is everything. All right, I want to have, well, this reactor has to fill this engine room plus this engine room plus these two. Also, you may notice I have 3 tiles right here, right now, which means I can put in our control room right there. And now I have 3 tiles right here, which I could use for something important, like you. Cool. Which then leaves me a couple of tiles left over here, there, and everywhere, which we could put in, control, a cockpit. Yeah, I'm going to go down to a cockpit. We're going to go for cockpit because we're poor-ish. And I think is that everything? Is that everything? Did I forget anything? Did I forget anything? I don't think I did. No, I did. Because we... Power. All right. Power. You make 13.5 power. Okay, 13.5 power needs to go into this engine room, which requires 0.1, so the engine room's not too bad, but the engines themselves require 0.4, 0.4, 0.4, that's 1.2, plus this, which is another 1.2, 2.4, plus a 50% on top of that, which brings us up to 3.6 power. 3.6 power of our 13.5. So it leaves us 10 power left over. Our 10 power needs to go to the tractor beams, potentially if they're on, which is another 4.5 power each, which is 9 power. That's a lot of power so far. And then also into the control room, which is 2 power per minute. So that's like 11 power. Plus the little one, which is another 1 power, which is 12 power. Plus into this sensor array, which is 0.2. 0.2 we can pretty much ignore. Not going to ignore it so much I delete it, but we can pretty much ignore it. So that's roughly the plan here. You need to just shove somewhere. I don't want to put it here because here I want people. I want a INSI and an OUTSI because they also need to run power into both these guys who need a door here, a door here, a door here, and I think that's all the doors. I think. Yes, so power is going to be a bit of a concern, just to keep everything running. I don't want them pathing through there. Yeah, power is going to be a bit of a concern, bit of an issue going forth. Now, this is pretty much the plan. It might change slightly between now and when we see it in half a second, because well, it's invalid because I haven't fixed this. Let's just delete that for a second so we don't have to worry about it, and delete that for a second so I don't have to worry about it. And it's a reasonably hefty upgrade. In saying that, it actually technically cost us absolutely nothing because all these resources are on the tracker bucket. So it's going to technically cost me nothing, and somehow I have spare command points when I shouldn't have spare command points because that should say 0. No idea where it says 0, but this is the rough plan, and this is why we're talking about a rough plan, because obviously I've got to fix lots of doors, I've got to adjust lots of tiles, I've got to fix the armor at the front, and that all takes time, and it's something that you guys don't need to see. But we have a second ship. We have the tracker bucket. Now the tracker bucket has some problems. It mostly comes down to well design. Actually, can we go into there and turn that off? Okay, design. We've put in a lot of point defense, like a lot of point defense, which is very, very handy, okay? It has enough point defense, as we've seen, it can defend itself. It also is already running a bridge. Now, the bridge is expensive. It requires 7 crew, not great on this particular ship. Also requires 4 power per minute. Now, my other option is I could put in 2 control rooms, which require 3 crew each and 2 power per minute, so 6 crew and 4 power, or I could put in a bridge, which requires 1 extra crew and the same amount of power being 4, and rather than getting 2 lots of 250 command points for 500, I get a cool sweet 1,000. So we've gone for a full bridge. It is at a slightly vulnerable spot at the front of the ship, but it is what it is for the moment, okay? Which means I have plenty of command points for doing things like unlimited amounts of point defense and that sort of stuff. But this ship also has another major problem, and that is that the mirror mode is, if you line this up with the engines, here. That is the technical center of the ship. If I pick up one of these guys and I put it back down, we can see that they mirror perfectly on both sides, which is fine. Except my center of thrust doesn't line up with my center of mass. Every single building, if we look at this, see, and we have a weight mark of 16 tons. Every single building has a different weight to it. Storage has a weight of 16 tons. I don't think it calculates for any of the items in storage, so whether it's full or empty, it's still 16 tons no matter what. But we have a lot of factories over here, and we have a lot of bedrooms over here. Bedrooms, I'm pretty sure, are pretty light at, 4 tons? Whereas a factory, EMP missiles, has a weight of 12 tons. Nukes have a weight of 16 tons. Steel factory has a weight of 16 tons as well. So I have an issue where when we thrust forward, these engines on the side are constantly, on the left-hand side, are constantly thrusting forward to stop a rotation in the ship. So what I need to do is I need to bring all the thrusters slightly to the left to negate that. That's the first thing I need to do. Second thing I need to do is I want to realign my center of the ship to here. Which means that when I'm building things, it's way easier. It also means that well, actually, let's go back to this example. When I pick this up and put this down, it now sticks out all the way over here. So I need to correct that as well. So our plan's going to be a very, very simple plan. We have these sideways thrusters literally for strafing. It's not so much for strafing in combat, it's for strafing for picking up resources in mines. So I'm going to replace them with just a standard thruster. Standard thruster that standardly points sideways. Also means I can put in another couple of point defense. As we have plenty of command points, why the hell not? Alright, from there, hang on, I need to have another standard thruster, and we're going to pop you there with point defense here and here. Alright, which is going to stick everything out further on this side. Okay, I'm going to turn off mirror mode because I want to change some things. I want to change many, many things. The first thing I want to do is I want to change this from just a transport factory ship into, well, a cruiser. A missile cruiser. So we're going to put in just a couple of launches, like there and there, which means all that point defense, I'm actually going to slide forward, so it sits here, and then we're going to have corridors all the way along here. So the crew can get in and load these guys up. It also means they can access this stuff, and actually, that goes in a tile. Can it go in a tile on that side? No, it can't. Where's my center? No, that is correct for my center. Okay, yeah. I'm manipulating the ship slightly to account for different centers of mass and gravity and other things. Yes. Okay. Something like that here at the front. I'm not entirely sure. All right. And I don't want that door to exist. Correct. Or do I want, no, hang on. Do I want to slide you in? Nope. I think you go there. I'm pretty sure you go there. Yes. Pretty sure the thrusters stick out as much as everything else. Okay, so that's the plan. Now, what I want to do is I want to take this little build section we have right here, and I want to paste it there and there. And there, and there, and there, and there. You might notice it's too long for the ship, but we can fix that with where are we? It's moving walkways going which direction? That direction. Into there, and point defense. Cool, and everything past there can go away, and I think you can also go away. I don't know, we'll come back to that corner. That corner's a mess, and we'll come back to it. But yes, plenty of sideways thrust, also plenty of rocket launchers. Now, the rocket launchers do require, where are we? Under this one. They require 2 crew to man them. Plus, they're also going to require crew to bring rockets in and put them in the thingies, and then fire the and then reload the rockets. My plan is stay way out of combat, and be a short support ship for the Decepticon, which is going to be renamed, obviously, because now it has now it's going to have tractor beams. So we're going to have to rename the ship. It'll still be a Decepticon because it'll still be 7-sided, but that's fine. That's fine. All right. So that's the plan for that side. For this side, literally all I want to do is copy this as well, because somebody somehow screwed up the pasting down the sides, and some of these don't actually line up. So I just want to replace them all so they all match. Great. All right, and we're just going to, delete all that for the moment. Something like that. We'll fix the nitty-gritty down here in just a second. All right, back to mirror mode. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to fix up the engines. I need to have them centered. On top of that, you need, well, we've gone through this before. You need 0.4, 0.4, 1.2. You also need 1.2. That's a total of 2.4 plus the 50% brings up to 3.6. The chance that we're going sideways, well, these are firing and these are firing at the same time is 0. And these reactors output 4.5. So my plan is to go with two reactors, and 3 engine blocks. So, first thing I want to do is turn that off, and I want to copy that. Nope. I don't know what I just undid. Okay, I want to actually just pick up the whole thing, Jetty. Pick up the whole thing, cut it, and slide it over to here. All right, and then cut this one and slide it over there. All right, I want to put a new engine block in the middle. I also want to rearrange the nuclear reactors. So let's go with nuclear reactor here and a nuclear reactor here. Then I need engines. Put an engine. Well, actually, can I just copy, paste? Yeah, one of them. All right. Okay, so you're too close to that engine block, which means I centered it perfectly. That's going to be the top. Now, if we look at the center, because, well, mirror mode is on. Yeah, mirror mode is on. Okay, because we have 3 wide tiles, etc. You know, we're always going to have a problem with trying to line this up perfectly. I'm thinking 1 tile to the left should be enough to counteract the weight in the front. One thing I do have to do, and mirror mode does not support this, is I do need to have some sort of thrusty to stop us flying off into space and being able to stop. That's sort of going to be important. Speaking of that, I also need to tweak this. So yeah, you're going to go there. Mining laser is going to go here. Reactor is going to go here. Storage at the front is going to get upgraded into bigger storages, and people belts. We're going to have a people belt up and a people belt down, along with, no, I need a people belt to go into the reactor on that side. Also need to have armor, and we're just going to spruce up the front of the ship with a tiny bit of armor there to sort of protect that reactor. Also need to pick up the whole front of the ship, cut it, and slide it up 1 tile, because one of the things that's been frustrating me for a long time that I wanted to fix was having people mover belts going the opposite direction. Something mirrored. Something like that. Yep, something like that. And I can throw a point defense. I don't know if mirror mode will work, so I'll just do these manually here and here with a bit of corridor and blah, 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 blah. We can sort of get the idea I'm going for. Obviously, I need to put the mining laser and reactor over on this side and put that there and, you know, speed up the people belts. The idea is this reactor is close enough to this engine, it should just fuel this engine. The chance of power going from here down to here is slim, but it might happen because I can't really say this reactor to feed this and all the point defense down the side, and these reactors feed all the point defense down the side, because it's just ridiculous. Okay, I can't do a lot of prioritizing of and linking different items to different things, purely because in the case of this particular ship, the crew is so variable, very, very variable. Sometimes we'll have a lot of crew, other times we'll have no crew. In fact, we have a lot of crew currently at 50 something, and we're actually going to probably get some crew from the Septagon. But I'd really like to look at a new ship in the not too distant future. And when I do that, yep, they do line up. When I do that, obviously this the new Trucket carrier is going to lose some of its crew assignment. So yeah, I can't do a lot of specialization I'd like to. I also probably need to look at actual armor across the front of the ship, but that's a later problem. All right, so back down here. Reactors. Reactors are going to be very, very simple. What we're going to do is we're going to hook that up, and I'm going to hook that up, and I'm going to hook that up. Okay, this engine room is... nearest crew is 9, nearest power is 11, nearest power is 8. Okay, so I need to slide that way, and that way. Nearest power 9, nearest power 10. Okay, you slide that way, 9, 9. All right, and nearest power is 5. Okay, nearest power is 12. Helps if that door is in the right spot and that door is in the right spot. And also want a door here. Okay, nearest power is 5, and so I need to slide that way. 6, and that means that one's also going to be 6, right? Yep, 6. I'm going to slide the door over there. 6 and 6, yep, because I want this one to hopefully grab evenly from both these. That's power 8. That's power 8. Okay, so these are centered according to the engines. That's what I'm looking for. I need to pick up that copy, paste, put that there, and then copy, paste that, and put that there. I'm not worried about this. This armor stuff we can fix later. I do want to get point defense here, and also along here. Yeah, we're going all point defense at all times. Lots and lots of point defense. All right. The only other thing I would need to do is we have these hyperdrives. We're going to keep the hyperdrives roughly where they are. Yes, roughly where they are. And oh, hang on, is that door? Oh, those doors are in the wrong spot. Okay, 7, 7, 6, 6. Yeah, that should be fine. It can be closer to the center engine than the two sides. The important thing is that hopefully this leaches evenly from both these. Maybe it's that way a tile. It's going to require testing. I'm going to have to do some testing. We shall be doing some testing after we've built the ship. So it's a crew. Power is 6, power is 6, power is 7. And if I just remove that door and slide up 1, 7. Okay. The important thing is it's centered. And then just to try and cut down on ship weight, we're just going to be throwing in a couple of these. Probably also fire extinguishers and other important infrastructure down here. I do want to, because there is a chance that we'll have power coming from the front of the engine, front of the ship, when we're under long sustained burns, which probably aren't that often, but it might happen. We're going to build some people belts. Yes, people belts like that, and people belts like that as well, with another door here. And actually, that can be an out, and that can be an out. Because if they're out on that side, they're only going up. That'll have to go there. That'll have to go there. You can probably go in the center. You can probably go in the center, something like that. I don't know. We're in the technicalities and the weeds already. Okay, so that's our plan. We do need probably another hyperdrive right here to bring our efficiency up. Yeah, they'll do. I'll do roughly. Obviously, they'd work better off if they're on the sides, but the ship's not built really to put them on the sides. I can put one like here and just accept that it's going to slow down reloading some of the point defense. Not that that really matters, but keeping it center mass works just as well. So it's going to be roughly the plan. Roughly the plan for this ship. Again, as you can see, resources are not really an issue. I'm literally using the stuff we've either looted or mined to rebuild both ships. And you know what? Well, yeah, it's fine. You get a 100% refund. So that's going to be planned for ship number 1. Ship number 2 is going to be planned something like that. I didn't fix that stuff. Oh, well. The only other thing I'll have to do is... No, not that one. Well, that one. That one I'll have to have some minor modifications, like, you know, this is all ammo, that's all ammo. These are all rockets. Rockets. Yep. I destroyed half the storage. It's fine. Nothing in up space. That's meant to be solid ammo. Sulfur's meant to be that one. I'll have to forward the logistics to the new boxes as well. Yeah. So stuff like that. And as for the bucket, which both ships are going to need a rename, I will have to, and this might take us a minute or two for the crew to rearrange this. I need to make sure this whole line is rockets. So it's nice and close to the poor plebs that need to reload all the launches. That's going to be the plan. Funnily enough, no, they don't really line up super neat. But I'll also probably maybe modify the doors so they're nice and very, very close to the reload. I don't know. But yes, that's going to be the plan for both ships. So give me a sec. Let me do some of the finer minutiae and treatment and make sure all the forwarding is done correctly for both ships, and I'll see you in a sec. So we have our 2 ships, and they're now fully upgraded and fully built, and the best part was it was entirely free. It does take a minute to reset up the logistics, and we have the Trucket Cruiser, which is thoroughly covered with rockets. I also took the advantage to, you know, widen this out a little bit and put in some, well, go faster belts, hoping that maybe we can keep all the engines fully fed. I did notice on the way over here that top speed's okay, but it could be better, and also, well, yeah, there's not quite enough, there wasn't quite enough fuel being fed in, or power being fed into the engines. Also added a layer of shields across the top, or a layer of armor across the top, hoping that makes a difference. Anyway, that is the Trucket Cruiser. I have had to tweak the rolls a little bit and make sure that, nope, wrong one. This is a 6555, hoping that that's enough to sort of make sure it's make sure that the launches are manned. Hopefully, it's more important than running the factories. At the same time, I need to always make sure that it's probably lower than a 7. Yeah, because when I send the crew overboard to go get resources, I want them all to unman the stations to go do that. As for the Gravitron, it's pretty much as we outlined earlier. There were some minor changes. Like I forgot to mention that we were going to put in a second set of flak guns. Yeah, forgot to mention that entirely. This got rearranged a little bit, but we're ready to go. We're 100% ready to go. Oh, actually, we're not ready to go. We're not ready to go at all. There was one very important thing I had to do, and that was double check the crew. So over here on well, the Gravitron, we have 193 crew. Okay, 193 crew, which is way more than I think we need. But the other thing I do need to do is I definitely need to find one of them, find a brand new one, it turns out. And can I? Haha, you'll do. Find a brand new crew member and name them after one wonderful YouTube member. Wonderful YouTube member who's not only clicked the like button, but clicked the subscribe button and has also clicked the join button, which means we're more than halfway through this video and you haven't seen any mid-roll ads. So thank you, CW Shellhammer, for making sure that we don't have to run any mid-roll ads because nobody enjoys the ads. And we have 6 here, but I do believe Squareable Von Square bailed and went to this ship figuring he'd live longer, as he shouldn't be in direct combat. All right, we're going to go off to the next location, which is, I've already got the quest, we're going to go over to Acute XCOM. That is exactly the name of the station. Don't argue with me. Do not leave any comments outlining that I may or may not be wrong with my pronunciation, because I don't want to have to go through the auto mod and deal with approving and disproving comments that may or may not get flagged by the YouTube auto mod. All right, with that done, we should be able to teleport out. It's 108 fuel, which is 104. 104, a little bit expensive, but considering the size of the ships, I'm going to go with it's probably okay. All right, once we're in the new system, we want to go to, well, the new system. Now, the plan is going to be hopefully a simple one. We can send them both together in a formation. Can I go forward? Can I get you to follow that? Okay. I can have you follow, like, well, technically the rockets are on that side. I can have it followed like this, okay? And then we can select both of them, and I can set a custom formation as A, and we can set it as alpha formation. And then if I click, they'll maintain proximity and location and relative to one another, and it should be fine. Which is great and all, but, well, this ship is definitely slower. Definitely slower. It tries its hardest, but it's definitely going to be slower than the Gravitron. The Gravitron also has a sensor array, whereas the cruiser does not. I've turned off the sensor array to save a couple of people, but we're going to have the Gravitron constantly accelerating up and down whilst the Tracker Cruiser is up to 48. It's also got some sideways thrust going. And I don't know if it's because we're in formation. Okay, let's just set you to just go straight to there. And Gravitron, I'm actually going to set the Gravitron to follow the cruiser. So 50, 52, or 50.2. We can see we don't have any forward thrust except for when we've got to dodge things, or we just pick up the whole asteroid and take it with us. You know what? The asteroid's in the way. Stop moving. Cool. Move onto the asteroid. We do have a nice station here. Oh, it's one of these outside bases. Yeah, they'll just let me purchase blueprints and sell them things. And in fact, you don't want much of anything, considering I have a whole, well, more than a spaceship's worth of stuff in the hull. Okay. So, now we've gone around and through that little asteroid. Let's just go straight to there. Now, I want to do 2 things. I want to see whether our center of mass lines up with our center of thrust. And I'm going to go with it does. We're not seeing this thruster fire occasionally. Very, very occasionally. So, it looks like maybe if we went one more tile to the left, we'd do better. And meanwhile, we've found nothing to play with, which is probably good. Gravitron is trying... Oh. That's what we're looking for. A friend. I want to test out the new combat systems. Okay, so we have number one being the cannons on this ship, which are set to fire at will, because I don't mind if they fire at will. If I target something, they'll shoot at that instead, but otherwise fire at will. We have the flat cannons, which actually I don't need on a hotbar, really. We're going to set them to 4 in case I need them. We have the rockets, which I also need to add in the new rockets. Yep, and they're going to be at targeting. Yeah, we'll leave them at targeting. And then we have our 2 tractor beam emitters. Now, the tractor beam emitters have 2 options. They can push or pull. And what we can do would probably be better if they were further on the outside of the hull, which maybe if the ship gets bigger, if we add more ship, we might end up doing. But what we could do is we could push one side of a enemy hull and pull the other side and put it into a spin. It's a tricky move to do, but it's a possibility. What we're going to do is we're going to set both of these to pull, and I'm actually going to set both of them to auto fire. Purely because we are very, very short range. Our main cannons have a range of 190 meters. These have a range of 300 to 600 meters. Our plan is to be able to grab things and bring them in nice and close, and then once they're nice and close, we will deal with them then. Okay, and as for you, you have all your rockets down the right-hand side, 14 of them. You also have point defense at the front and point defense at the side and the rear, which are currently set to defensive mode. But should we get a little bit closer to something and we need to change the modes, we will. All right, meanwhile, truck it. Yeah, we just want to target that because you're on complete auto fire. You should, as soon as you see something, well, harass it. Okay, and Grabatron really needs to accelerate up, and you need to spin on the spot, please. Yeah, because I really don't want you going nose first in a combat. And it's a missile cruiser. Okay, so Missile Cruiser is the bane of the Grabatron's existence, mainly because it's definitely going to hard reverse as soon as it sees us, and fire rockets from max range. So we're going to grab the Grabatron. We're going to, well, tell it to preferably shoot that reactor, and we're going to say close the range. Okay, the shorter the range, the better. I have no. Oh, that's the. Oh, hang on. Oh, that's a mistake. Yeah, I want to fix that. Can I flip that? I guess so. I'll get the outside of the hole. Yes. Okay. Don't want the binding lasers facing them. Oh shit! You just got thrown overboard. Damn. Look, you're gonna spend the battle overboard. Fly back. Okay. So yes, need to set those both to go different directions. All right. Yeah, our plan is to go in and hit that. And actually, we might know on Grabatron number 3. I would really, really like to preferably target that. And you know what? You can just fire as soon as you see something. And unfortunately, I don't think we have enough crew because half of these are not manned. Okay, I want to do that so we can see the max range. Okay, I want to just pull... Yeah, just pull sideways. Alright, whilst the Grabatron goes in, hopefully for the kill. And we have plenty of flak at the front, so this should be fairly safer for us. Hopefully the flak takes out some of the rockets. Yeah, some of the rockets. Okay. Meanwhile, truck it. Can you preferably target that and pull up as close as possible, because with all your flak, you will definitely take care of problems. All right. Meanwhile, we're just going to close the range as much as possible and shoot the cannons, well, right through the middle. Yeah, we have plenty of cannon power, so we should... No, half speed. Should be able to make the front of this ship disappear bit by bit by bit. Sure, we're taking a pounding in the sides, but, oh. I just realized a mistake, because I flipped things. I do want to make sure that these ships work 100% before I share them on Twitter, but, yeah, just in case you were curious, yes, the ships are shared on Twitter after the fact. I should really... Well, it's dead now. Yeah, I should really have targeted that And then Zeb move there. All right, it is dead. We can do a quick repair. 600 steel. Like, there's a lot missing. Don't get me wrong, but it's all steel. And with the Truckett Cruiser literally right there, materials are not really an issue. 600 steel. Yep. Okay. So with both these here, we should be able to set this guy up to just mine everything. At the same time, grab these guys and say, I'd like you to tractor beam that. And you should be able to harvest everything from there to there. They're not going to work. Okay, hang on. Home. We're not doing steel. Home. Okay, I want you... No. Just pause. We've got to think through this. Okay. I want the tractor beams, yep, definitely, to target... You target that. Okay. And the idea is we can pull the scrap. Come on. Okay, they're refusing to do it. What happens if I target things manually? Target that. Hello? Hello? It's not targeting. Why will you not target? We should be close enough. Oh, we're not close enough. Alright, the idea being that we can actually pull the scrap into us, and therefore we don't have to go as far to get things. Alright, the Gravitron should be doing everything except... actually, how much... Whoa, go away. How much ammo do I have? I have... plenty. Sure, we'll turn on ammo anyway. Alright, Gravitron can go and eat everything that is not ammo, not steel rather, and the Truckett Cruiser can grab, well, everything. Everything. And yes, it should be able to just pull up everything, load it onto the ships as quickly as possible. You're going to have a lot of rockets. It's fine. Extra rockets never hurt, I guess. No, we managed to not select most of the rockets. Okay, and the Gravitron, with its limited harvesting, is not going to pick up anything else. We can set it to steel and have it help out. It just means afterwards I need to transfer it. It should be fine, right? New sector full of pirates. Okay. Yeah, you stay away. Okay, I do want to pick up everything. That's the bottom line. And with the cruiser right here, pick up everything should be a lot easier. Like, rather than having to come around and clean up afterwards, it should be close enough that we can literally just pick up whole ships along the way. Okay, can you help? Move forward. Move forward more. Okay, everybody's aboard. Excellent. Okay. Truckett Carrier can go there. Maybe not at 8 times speed. Gravitron could follow hard up its back. I need to turn... Whoop. And turn that back off. So this is fully loaded, ready to go. And you are also fully loaded with rockets ready to go. Okay. We don't have quite enough crew to, you know, man all the rockets at the same time, but that's okay. I don't mind that. We can get there bit by bit. More importantly, combat-wise, the ship does work. So, we have visited the sector. We get $21,000. That's nice. Oh, that was a roaming pirate. Oh, so that was one of the harder ones in the sector. Okay, so we did that. As for crew and fame, I can already get 12. I don't know if they're 12 that left from the previous ship, but I'll take it, which brings this crew complement up to 81. What did I say? 193 in here? Okay. And this one's up to 81. So with 81 crew, we should be able to run this ship without a problem, which means, well, we know it's combat ready. We know it's combat tested. Maybe not tested well, but at least tested. And we're going to see how it runs better, well, if it runs any better with 80-odd crew. Because realistically, I'd like to keep these all loaded at the same time. We've already filtered in, obviously, ammo nice and close. I've put in extra doors to make sure they're close to these doorways, well, these gaps in the armor. So hopefully they can get the ammo reloaded quickly, but it's going to require a battle test or two. Gravitron seems to be running fine. We don't have any power issues. The only issue we've ever had with this ship is storage. But, you know, the taking a cruiser with you definitely fixes that problem. Anyway, I'm going to end this episode here. We're going to come back next episode. We're going to do a whole bunch more combat because we have 2 brand new ships that we really need to test out. And in theory, if we can get enough crew, we're going to go up to 3 ships, which then goes from a pair of ships to a fleet, right? So hopefully next episode we'll be into fleet territory. Anyway, I'm going to leave this video here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the very next episode.